Hey guys, Alicia here. Today's video is going to be a bit short. So I thought that I would talk about gratitude because today is Monday. Hey, today is rainy, wet, cold. I never, ever get sick. And I'm sick. I've been sick for a week. If my voice gives out, then I will have to end the video. So that's why this is going to be short. I also broke my beautiful gold. It was my first gold colored, like not black, like it was pretty. My phone. I broke my phone on Saturday night. And you know what we do at my house when we break things that are electronic? We take them apart to see if we could fix them. So we Googled, we determined it was broken, we took it apart, we could not fix it. So I put my number. I chatted with the Verizon person. They were super awesome and helpful. My little old Droid 2. Do you guys remember this? Does anybody else remember? Look at this. This was my phone 5 years ago. And it was a huge advancement over flip phones. And now it's you can see my reflection on the phone. It's so funny. It's so little. It's so little. Look how little it is. So, fortunately, I'm at home all the time, and I always have my computer in case I need to do anything besides call somebody or text somebody. Which, now I also have texts on my computer, thanks to this adventure. So, my point is that Mondays are an important day to be intentional about your attitude. So, gratitude. Everybody that I've heard talk about gratitude recently has apologized for the fact that it sounds like a hokey, whatever, or, whatever. Gratitude is amazing, and sometimes things that are amazing get over talked about or people hear them when they aren't ready to receive it, and so they just get tired of hearing the word. Anyways, I'm happier right now than I was last summer when the sun was shining, and it was the weekend, because I've changed my perspective a bit. And so, first thing I want you to get out of this is that you should pay attention to who your influences are. I needed help after my fourth child was born, and I just kept exploring. That's going to be my main theme through this whole show. All these videos is going to be growth and learning and self-awareness and finding what you need to learn and figuring out how to learn it. And that's one thing I want to really get into is showing you how to learn some different tools, how to integrate some different ideas. And so today I'm going to tell you what I've been taking away from a couple of the recent people that I've read. I've read a bunch of awesome people, but Tony Robbins and Gary Vaynerchuk. I've also been watching their videos. And the fun thing about Gary Vaynerchuk, he is an immigrant, and so he has this really unique perspective from his whole family and extended family of being so grateful to be in America. And his family has this cool story about how they really built a business from the ground up and took opportunity of the fact that they could here. And he jokes about how they didn't buy anything that they didn't need for like 10 years, and that's what immigrants do. That's what smart high school and college students should do as well. But anyways, so things that I'm grateful for. This is what I'm thinking about this morning. This is what I'm learning to do. I haven't been learning to write it down yet because morning routine is hard for me because I've got little kids, and if I wake up early, they just wake up earlier. But I've been starting to think every morning, every evening, every time I start to feel crappy about things that I'm grateful for. Amazing family, and my amazing family is healthy. I'm so thankful that they're all healthy right now and I don't feel good, which is weird. Usually they all get sick and I don't. Or I get like a little bit sick, but not as sick as everybody else because I still take care of everybody else. And I'm thankful for my house. I'm thankful for my job. I'm thankful for my education. I'm thankful for my office. I recently figured out that I should move my office to the nursery and have a door, so I have to figure it out with the crib, but it's totally worth it to have a door. And then finally, leading up to, I've been watching the Gary Vee show and reading some of Gary Vaynerchuk's books, and a point that he really drills home. I've been looking over the last year trying to figure out my approach to social media. Facebook. Okay, I've taken Facebook off my phone, put it back on my phone, took it off my phone, put it back on my phone. I'm serious. My husband's like, hey, they listen to you on your phone. And I'm like, Yeah, but I'm just talking to little children, or I'm working. I don't know. Anyway, I will get into the whole Facebook thing. Point right now is that I am really grateful for this technology right here. The fact that I'm talking to you, and then you can get on YouTube and you can watch this. And then if I want to, or if my voice goes out, I can write a blog post and send a link to that, and you can read more about what I'm telling you, and we can interact on social media. So I've decided to reverse my social media strategy from last year. I got some advice from bloggers that you should just pick one social media platform that you could figure out. Just do that one. Do your blog, write on your blog all the time, not necessarily find the time to talk to people, and just put out a bunch of content on your blog and on one social media. Well, the strategy that I've been hearing this year, okay, I just have to recommend, I don't have my Kindle, and I bought it on Kindle. My Kindle is somewhere. But I've been reading the Thank You Economy. That's the other thing this video is about. Yesterday was Sunday, didn't get a chance to do a video yesterday. I thought about, okay, and I'm always going to do these like little rabbit trails, but I was watching an interview about Seth Godin, and something that he said, he's an amazing author, right? All these cool books. We'll talk about his books. But Seth Godin blogs every day, and he believes that everybody should blog every day because they can. I'm going to try videoing every day because I can. But he talks about, and I'm already seeing it, how it makes you more aware because through the day you're thinking of something to say about what you're seeing, what you're learning, what's happening. My struggle last year was that I read for 5 days, 7 days. I read all the time. It's insatiable. It's like, it's my one compulsive behavior. But I've decided that it's helpful, so it's healthy, so it's okay. But I would read all the time, and I wouldn't find enough time to write, and then I would have all these ideas in my head, and I couldn't get them out. So that's one reason I'm trying the video thing. But what he was saying, I've realized it's true. So I've struggled to journal, I've struggled to diary, but I highly recommend it, and I'm working on it. So you guys, if you find a creative outlet of something that works for you, some way to document your day every day, that will help you to be more self-aware and to pay more attention and to look for meaning and intelligence. Meaning. Look for the meaning. Look for what's happening in your life. Look for what you're learning from whatever's happening in your day. I'll share what I'm learning about my phone breaking. But I don't want to get off topic. So The Thank You Economy is a good book by Gary Vaynerchuk. And that and the Crush It and the Crushing It. Anyways, he talks about a lot of case studies. He talks about his experience. And I am convinced what I'm going to try next is using the fact that we're cycling through, we're coming back around cycle in history. So he, in the beginning of the Thank You Economy, which is I was reading this yesterday, he does this really good summary at the beginning of that book, answering this question that I had been looking for, which was what has happened to the whole livelihood thing, and what does it mean for people to have a livelihood now? Like, it's so hard to be a salesperson, right? People don't want to be a salesperson, but some people want to have a small business and be their own, be an entrepreneur and own their own business, be their own boss. But at the same time, we have this stigma against sales. So I've been looking for people to address that. And he kind of starts to get to this. He talks about how our grandparents-ish, that generation, early 20th century, they had stores, they had livelihoods. So you had the local barber and you had the local grocery store, corner store owner, and you had the farmer, and you had these different, the doctor. You had these different livelihoods where people had a skill, and that was what they did, and you would apprentice to learn the skill. But people had livelihoods. They were all small business owners, and he talks about how word of mouth was so important, right? And how they cared about their customers because they were their neighbors. It was a small town community kind of idea, right? And so everybody served their customers, made sure that they were happy. Because if they're not happy, if you cheat them, they're going to tell the whole town, and that's going to affect your relationships and your business, right? So then he talks about how we went through this phase where all the companies got bigger, and because of the scale, they didn't really have to do good customer service for a while. If one person complained, they just told their neighbor, and there wasn't an ROI on making that customer happy. And then he talks about how that slowly, shifted back with the mentality. And then even more so with social media, now you really have this environment where word of mouth has gone all the way back around to the beginning. It's reconnected all of us. I know for some of us it can be overwhelming to think about how many people are on there and who do you find, but the truth is it's brought us all back around and we're all connected again, and we have the ability to be a new big small town kind of thing, because if somebody has an issue with a company, whether they're treated poorly by a company or whether they're treated amazing by the company, the number of people that they can tell is incredible. Anybody who's following what's going on about that company or following that person at all, can hear about that. So I want to start a small business someday. Right now, I'm passionate about leadership, and I would love to consult small businesses someday. And especially with my journey last year with blogging, I really want to help female entrepreneurs, especially mom entrepreneurs, one-person show kind of thing. And if you're watching, if there's one thing that I would tell you, it's that social media is amazing, and this is an amazing time to be alive, and it's such a great opportunity, and that you shouldn't just put out content, but you should also seek to give value for free and to talk to everybody who talks to you. You should reply to everybody and have a customer-oriented, customer-first kind of mentality, because you have to, but also because you can, and because that's the best way to live, and that's the purpose of why we do everything, right? You're not eventually going to win in your business. You're just going to keep doing it forever. But the relationships, as I already said, all the books that I read have all pointed me back to whatever the problem is, the relationship is probably the antidote. Addictive technology, relationship is the antidote. Lots of things. Anyway. So, my voice is going to give out. Happy Monday. Remember what you're grateful for. Try to catch yourself before you complain. Think about whether you should really be complaining about it, or if you can bite your tongue, take a deep breath, do 5 jumping jacks. You could do Tony Robbins' thing where he has put your hand over your heart, and you close your eyes, and you take a deep breath, and you think about something you're really grateful for, and you just really think about that for a minute. I don't really know much about mindfulness and meditation. I'm intrigued, so I'm going to work on that. A friend recently gave me some resources. I'm going to look up some. But that's where we need to be going. We need to be so grateful for everything that we do have. We have so much, as a generation, we are spoiled, and we don't know it. And I've been watching Gary Vee, and I love it when he says he hates it when people complain about stupid stuff, because I agree. But I think he speaks to a different audience, and so some of these authors and speakers that I've been following, I really want to bring their message to moms and to young women and to female entrepreneurs. I think a group that there's some knowledge that we're missing. There's some things that we haven't tapped. There's some really cool ideas and stuff that's going on in more of the male entrepreneurial world that hasn't made it over to the female world, just because we're influenced by people who are like us, and some of those, I think I see some ideas that haven't jumped over and made that gap. So I'm still figuring out what I'm doing, but that's part of what I want to do. Anyways, happy Monday. If you're watching this, I love you. I'm here for you. Ask me a question if you would like. And have a happy Monday. Bye.